Right, a very good morning to you all. Friday, the 10th of March, we're here to have a look at the weather for southeast England over the next 24 hours. And what a morning it is! A morning of contrast. It's been a really interesting week this week with battles in the atmosphere between the warmer air to the south and the cold air to the north. And at the moment, although some parts of the area are very mild, almost balmy, the cold air in the north is heading back. So if you're on the south coast at the moment and you've walked out and it's a balmy 9 degrees and it's feeling all very nice, you're in for a shock. And I'm going to show you for why. So I'm going to start off just by taking a look around the temperatures. We're going to start here in Folkestone and just put the bins out 9.2. Very, very pleasant. Along the coast at Bexhill-on-Sea, 8.9, very mild. And at Camber Sands, 9.6, almost 10 degrees, almost in double figures. But then things start to change. Well, Eastbourne, you're still up at 7.9, very mild indeed. But then the change comes. Just move a few miles up towards Guildford, you're at 4.1. Over at Thatcham, 2.3. Move up towards Oxford, it's a sleety 1.2. Back down towards the southeast again at Chelmsford in Essex, 4.3. In the Big Smoke in London, 4.9. And finally over in Margate, 7.5. And the reason for it is that the weather front that was responsible for bringing the mild air over the last 24 hours is now in retreat as an area of low pressure wrapped round it starts to pull the cold air down. So all this cold air that's been sitting over the north of England and Scotland is pushing south, and the transition is clearly underway across the southeast at the moment. Right, we're going to just take a look at the current maximum temperatures across the UK. This is interesting. So 9.3 down at Shoreham, 9 at Lydd, 8.7 at Hurstmonceux. So these are all stations in the far southeast of England. We look further north at the current minimum temperatures. It's another really cold one again up north, minus 12.5 at Altnahara, but many stations up there are in the region of -5 down to -10. So, yeah, the cold air is still very much in place and it is heading southwards, as I mentioned. So, we're going to see how this is all going to play out at the moment, but we're going to start looking at the weather that's actually falling. And here is the radar. So lots of heavy sleet and snow at the moment across the Midlands. Down here in the southeast, bits and pieces of drizzle here and there. Looks like there's a heavier burst of rain pushing over towards Essex at the moment. And if we actually run the radar type of precipitation on it, you'll notice that the blues, yeah, here's the rain. So across the southeast, it's mild and, well, relatively mild and drizzly. Then you've got this big swathe of sleet across, probably coming into parts of Oxfordshire now, and then you've got the snow that's been falling now in some parts of the West Midlands for up to sort of 24, 30, 36 hours. Nothing too significant, but it has been quite a wintry picture. And if we just take a look at the image at Northampton, which isn't a million miles, just up the motorway, snow is now falling and it is slowly edging south. But I'm going to show you something from the WX charts. Do not be alarmed. That snow is not heading this way. The cold air will be, but the precipitation in association with it will be fizzling out quite quickly as it does so. So if we take a look at the icons take of things at the moment, 7 o'clock this morning, there's the snow across the Midlands. There's the sleety mix just starting to come into the Oxfordshire area. Run this forward through to 8 o'clock. It's marching southeastwards. The cold air is getting in. There is probably likely to be a spell of sleet and snow towards the north of the area. But as we move towards 10 o'clock, notice how that area of low pressure pushes out into the Low Countries and takes that rain, sleet, and snow mix to the north of London quickly away out into the North Sea. Now, what you will also notice, and I'll come on to this in just a moment, is the winds, although they're relatively light and from the southwest at the moment. As soon as that cold air starts to dig in, the northerly breezes will kick in as well. And we're in for a bit of a northerly gale for some parts of the east coast for a time this afternoon before all that rain and bits of hill sleet do push out the way. A brighter afternoon to follow, but there is just a chance in that brighter weather of just one or two afternoon wintry showers. Now, overnight, those showers that are around soon clear out the way. The breezes quickly fall light, the skies stay clear, and we're in for a very, very cold night tonight with a widespread, quite harsh frost. So now, before we come on to the temperatures, we'll just start wrapping this up. We'll take a look at the wind. So this morning, I'm going to just put on the gusts today. They're going to be the stories. At the moment, we've got gusts of around about 20, 25 miles an hour across many parts of southeast England. But note how the northerlies, even by 6 o'clock, that are bringing in that colder air, are starting to move into the area. By lunchtime, as that area of low pressure pushes out into the North Sea, there's your wind gusts up as high as 50, maybe 55 miles an hour, just off that Margate coast. Yeah, many places you're going to feel a bit of a chill as that cold front pushes out the way. Those breezes increase and the temperatures fall. But to compensate for it, it will turn brighter this afternoon. Temperatures, these are interesting. So we'll start off by looking at the temperatures this morning. So as we can see, it's still very mild down here in the southeast corner of the area, but run it forward. This is at 9 o'clock this morning. That cold air will be ebbing away, and by midday, a time when you'd expect temperatures to actually be climbing, look at that, they're falling away. Many parts of Kent, many parts of the eastern parts of the area, 2, possibly 3 degrees. And if you've got a little bit of hill sleet as well, it will feel decidedly wintry. By this afternoon, temperatures stabilise around about 4 degrees across the area, but temperatures will fall overnight under clearing skies. And by midnight, all of us will be frosty, temperatures well below zero, probably getting down to around about -2 or -3 before a slight recovery later in the night. So that is, in summary, cloudy and mild in the far southeast. The cold front sweeps southwards. It brings with it a spell of rain, light sleet over some of those hills, but the breezes pick in, the temperatures drop, the sky's clear. Tonight it turns frosty. I'll be back tomorrow morning with the weekend forecast, but in the meantime, all have a lovely day. Look after yourselves. Thanks for watching, and ciao for now.